Hello and welcome to the best channel following our family on YouTube. Firstly, I need to apologize that it's taken me so long to make this new video. I'm happy to say we've been working hard on the land. We have a very exciting update which I will share with you at the end, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Today's video, I wanted to tell you a little bit about self-sustainability. When most people think about self-sustainability, they imagine growing your own food, cooking with biogas, collecting rainwater. But when we talk about it, we mean something a little different. The idea is for the Ecovillage eventually to be self-sufficient. The vast majority of what we use in the Ecovillage will come from us. And that means not only making it ourselves, but actually sourcing the materials as much as possible from the land. As those of you who follow us will know, we're making our own teepee up on the land. We're not actually making everything ourselves, but we are making the different parts of the process. We've made part of the holes, we've collected part of the gravel, we used only locally sourced stones and earth for building the floor. So why are we making our own teepee? Why spend the time working so hard collecting all the raw materials from the land in order to make it ourselves, a lot of it by hand?
Well, to answer this, we really have to look at the bigger picture. And to explain a little bit about the theory, I thought of talking about a movement that's been growing lately called the Maker Movement. And this is a group of people who are interested in making things themselves. A lot of these people are amateurs, not professionally trained, studied on their own on YouTube and the internet, and are really doing some incredible things. And this is a movement that we really relate to and feel very close to. For example, you can see here that I'm attempting to fix our spice grinder that suddenly stopped working, and I don't actually know what I'm doing, if you'll see my expression, but I have to be honest, I can't tell you the number of times just taking something apart and putting it back together, and as was the case with the grinder, it started working again. And although there are obviously some failures and blunders, some mistakes that are made, the shoes didn't last very long, there's a general philosophy that's underlying it. And it's something that I don't think is really easy to understand or really to experience until you start doing it yourself. When we were talking about building our own house from raw materials on the land, we weren't necessarily sure what that would entail. And as we started digging for days on end and then collecting rocks for months, we really started to realize the vast amount of energy that's needed to do these things. And although this can seem disheartening because it's definitely not the most productive, efficient way of doing things, what we are gaining from the experience is something else. And it's not until you are walking around on the land trying to look for rocks that are big enough to collect in a wheelbarrow and carry back, and dumping load after load after load, and slowly seeing the floor fill up with these massive boulders, do you start to realize what making something feels like. Because there's nothing that can quite compare to when you take something that is raw, unusable, natural, and shaping it and molding it into something that you need, and then using that thing is really an exhilarating experience. So I would say to all of you that I implore you to find something you'd like to make, and it can be anything. It can be a loaf of bread, it can be a small woven tassel, it can be a wooden spoon that you carve. It doesn't matter. I really recommend having this experience of making something with your own two hands and finishing with a product that you can use. Now, on a much larger scale when it comes to the Ecovillage, in this initial stage, we wanted to take this opportunity to use our hands to do things a bit more slowly and a bit more carefully, and make the mistakes that we'll be able to learn from to improve on the next time we do things. And over time, every well that we dig, every floor that we level, every house that we build will eventually accumulate to more and more knowledge and experience that we have in doing these things, and so that we'll be able to actually be more proficient on a larger scale. So that's the dream, and that's why these videos take so long, because just to film the progress takes a long time to wait, and that's why the project itself is moving so slowly, because we really are doing things at a very slow pace. For us, there's a hidden value in that slowness and taking your time that we really feel will pay off in the future. So, now for the surprise. We have a new member who has decided to join the project. We both see a lot of potential in future working together, and it was in fact this philosophy of wanting to do things on our own that really encouraged him to join us. So Josh is now building his house on the land. The rain has certainly put a dent in progress and work, and things are moving quite slowly, but things are progressing. And as winter draws to a close, I hope we'll be seeing more action on the land, and we'll be able to update more frequently. I hope that the future will see more projects completed that we can share with you. As for the channel, I have to take a moment to thank from the bottom of my heart all of our wonderful new subscribers who, even though we haven't had a video out in over a month, which is embarrassing, have decided to join and support us and come along for the journey. I really can't tell you how much we appreciate it, and I promise you that every subscription, every comment and every like is heartily felt and leaves a deep impression, and this is indeed what's motivating me to carry on working on these videos, because it is a lot of work, and as is the case with many of these things, we are doing everything ourselves. When you see me working on the land, I'm going there with the camera, setting it up, filming, working a little bit, stopping the camera, changing the angle, filming some more, working a little bit, and then taking the video home, recording this voiceover, editing on the computer, color grading, sound design, etc, etc, etc. It's a lot of work, but I really appreciate your patience and your willingness to stick by, even though our pace is not a usual YouTube channel's pace. We're doing things at our own pace, and we feel that this will be the most stable to keep going for a long time in the future.
Well, the sun has set, so I guess that's time to wrap this video up. Yeah, we just saw a dog. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe and comment. If you have any questions or any comments about self-sustainability, what it means for you, what you're doing, or in fact what you think of our plan, then please leave a comment down below, and we will make sure to read all of them. And yeah, have a wonderful day and enjoy yourselves. Bye. You want to say bye?